Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. We're having a look at another devlog for the upcoming update for Enlisted, and it looks like they're actually going to change around how aircraft work. So they're going to be introducing aircraft carriers into the Pacific update. Obviously, when it comes to the Pacific, aircraft carriers were used a lot, and also the aircraft carrier planes were used a ton as well. This might give you an inkling on when it comes to the future updates, what might be added to the Pacific campaign, especially since some certain vehicles have got updated models recently in War Thunder, such as the TBF, which got updated. Maybe we'll see that in the future. But pretty much all the aircraft are going to be carrier-based. The way that it's going to work is these ships will become the starting point for all pilots. All Pacific air missions will begin on the decks of aircraft carriers, ready to take off, and you'll be catapulted off the flight deck at flying speed. So you'll basically be slingshotted into the air, but everybody will have kind of the same starting points. I kind of like this because one of the issues when it comes to Enlisted about aircraft is a lot of people use them to kind of like clear out areas or kind of take on missions and then kamikaze into things. Where with this, maybe if the setup is a little bit longer, then it'll be much harder to kind of get rid of the vehicle. The other thing to also note is will you have to land on it to be able to get armaments back, or will you have to just go to one of the zones in the air? My guess is you'll probably have to go to the zones, but it does say both carriers will be waiting for their pilots to return to refill ammunition and repair any damage sustained in the battle. Pilots have been dreaming about this for a while. So if the air refill point has gone away, then this just means that these vehicles will be a lot less useful because they won't be able to refill and then go back, and therefore more people will just kamikaze them into the ground and get into the fight in different ways. Like, as I said, planes are not used in Enlisted how usually they are used in other games. They're used to just clear an area and then die and then push forward with another squad. And it works pretty effectively. Some people do like going around in planes and like dealing with that stuff quite a lot, but most people don't. Most people just use it, as I said, to kind of clear and then go ahead. The other thing as well is these aircraft carriers are armed, so they do have guns on them. They have air batteries, multiple calibers, and this will stop people kind of spawn camping the general area. One of the issues with Enlisted is since the spawner area is the same for every map, pretty much, the same altitude and everything. It's pretty easy to work out, so you can just kind of sit around it and then go after planes when they come in. When it comes to this aircraft carrier setup, it won't be as easy. So they're also making it quite strong, so they won't be able to just kind of sit there and camp on things. So I think the addition of these aircraft carriers is really nice. It's kind of cool how people have to take off. It's more realistic instead of just randomly spawning in the air. And I think this may slow down aircraft gameplay. There isn't too many of the aircraft which actually look that appealing in this campaign anyway. So that's quite good so far. I don't want another Normandy where vehicles are just everywhere, and as an infantry member you are just cannon fodder. With the aircraft carriers being the way that they are, with the ground vehicles looking like the way that they are, the only issue is obviously the AAs. When it comes to the anti-infantry stuff, I'm feeling pretty good about this campaign from that balance point of view. But just because they've added aircraft carriers doesn't mean that people are going to change the playstyle that they play. They're going to use these things the way that they want, which is to, track and carry and then get into something else after the good old kamikaze. But lovely to see them. And, the models look nice. They're the old models, basically. They've been around for ages. Hopefully, eventually they get updated models, because they are pretty old now, like maybe 5 to 10 years, probably about 10 years now. So, yeah, that's a bit of a problem, especially in a more modern game. But we'll see what goes on, as always. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I'd just like to thank Nicholas Richardson, Elove Goat, Pyman675, Winter Scientist, Merciless Reaper, Jerry Prevolt, Megadino King, Orange Tail, Teddy, John Ryman, Universe, Ambrosius McClellan, Daniel Stanton, Moxie, B. Young, Uncle Bean, Sem Arslan, Derek R., Bareen, Lafouche, and Samuel Slick for supporting the channel.